The last few days have been surprisingly alight with controversy. We recently, of course, had the whole Two Worlds 2 microtransactions thing. That was a bit weird, wasn't it? And now we have a bit of an update to the whole Open4 situation. If somehow you've missed this kerfuffle, let me give you a bit of a TLDR. Essentially, Open4 is a very popular modding tool that is strictly single player only for GTA 5. And I do mean strictly. The modders and creators of this particular tool went to pretty impressive lengths to make sure that not only could their tool not be twisted and used for the multiplayer, they even went so far as to make sure that if you have any Open4 mods enabled, that the multiplayer for the game wouldn't even launch. You know, they went way further than they really needed to, given that this is a free tool, but obviously they wanted to make sure that there was no chance of their tool being misused to be able to cheat online, and obviously they didn't want to fall foul of Take-Two. But despite their impressive efforts, Take-Two have swung their legal deck around and, as we all know, issued them with a cease and desist. But as I said, we have a bit of an update for you, and in this Red Gaming Tech video we're going to discuss that very same update. Unsurprisingly, this move from Take-Two has gone down about as well as you'd expect. At the time of recording, GTA 5 on Steam sits at a rather nasty, overwhelmingly negative recently, and overall sits at mixed reviews. And unsurprisingly, if you take a look at the most recent reviews over the last few days, they all are in reference to Open4. So essentially, the fans are reacting, well, as you would expect, and there's also a petition to get the mod reinstated, which at the time of recording has been signed by an impressive 42,808 people. Given that it's actually not that far off of the amount of subscribers we have on this channel, that's pretty damn impressive, and the response from the player base has been pretty damn clear. And I will include a link to the petition in the description below this video, so if you want to go check it out, I would recommend you do so. But a part of it reads, quotes, "The modding of these games has been mostly done in single player and with the help of Open4, a software that lets you get into the game's files and replace vehicles, scripts, textures, etc. The closing of Open4 leaves tens of thousands of people without access to be able to mod their games, and leaves tens of thousands of people without the ability to continue their hobbies. All modding used by Open4 is for single player use only to make the game more enjoyable. The software Open4 was never used to mod multiplayer or Grand Theft Auto Online, so it does not harm anyone." And it has also seen replies from outside of the modding community. Obviously, this tool was also used by many a machinima creator, who obviously make use of the mods and the tools available to create their videos, and a user described the shutdown as devastating to the creative community and was fairly confident that this move would not really stop people who were really determined from getting into GTA Online and exploiting it anyway. They said, quote, "I have every confidence that those manipulating online will continue to do so. They always find a way." To be honest with you, I don't think the official response from Take-Two has helped this any. There's actually been a response to their response, but in case you missed what Take-Two had to say, they said, quote, "Unfortunately, Open4 enables recent malicious mods that allow harassment of players and interfere with the GTA Online experience for everybody." And this user by the name of Foxtrot Delta, and I will include the link to their post as well in the description, calls it outright wrong and says that they know it. They said, quote, "Open4 does not allow or support any kind of GTA Online mods. Open4, Liberty City and GTA 5 and all the mods projects from my team and me are only specific for single player. Rockstar must be well aware about the fact that you cannot access GTA Online where you have installed any Open4 mod." So basically, as I said, they've gone to fairly impressive lengths to make sure that you can't even launch the multiplayer if you have Open4 mods installed. And yet they got slapped with a cease and desist anyway. And given that Rockstar have said repeatedly that they're okay with single player mods, to see such a popular mod that is used not only by gamers and creators and machinima, but obviously just people in general slapped down for what seems to be no reason, is obviously what's got people so riled up. So those are the updates, but I just want to kind of talk generally about this as to what could possibly have caused this. It's hard to say really, obviously, but I'm just kind of theorising that let's say for a second that there was some kind of loophole that the modders ignored or didn't know about or whatever, or someone has found a new way to get around it or something. You know, people are very creative when it comes to this sort of stuff. So it's not outside the realms of possibility that someone has found a way around Open4's like protections and stuff. But let's just say for a second that that's the case. Okay, then why did Take-Two immediately go for a cease and desist? Why did it not say, hey, would you mind just shutting down temporarily while you kind of close up this loophole because it's causing problems, harassment, you know, people cheating in multiplayer using your mod, blah, 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 blah. That probably would have been received a lot better than a cease and desist. Just throwing it out there as a wild idea that maybe there's an option between doing nothing and nuclear. I mean, it could potentially be argued that, you know, Take-Two did this because Open4 is technically taking people away from the multiplayer, which obviously is taking money away from them because of all the shark cards and blah, 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 blah. But the thing that really is, I think, upsetting people is not only what I've already covered, but the fact that, you know, this mod has been around for years. Other mods have been in the game for years. Rockstar have been not only saying, yeah, we're okay with mods, but actively promoting them as well. That's the thing, like this about face for apparently no reason after years of apparent approval through silence is just like, what? Are you okay, Take-Two? Have you had a stroke? Like, what's happening? And let's not pretend for a second that GTA Online isn't already infested with cheaters and whatever, because it is. I know that as someone who's barely played it. I see it all the time from people I know who do play it. It's in the gaming news and subreddits and all this other crap all the time about how it's already a huge problem and it's nothing to do with this mod. So it's just like, okay, you're targeting a mod that has nothing to do with this really big problem because reasons? Like, what? It's just all like the way it's been handled, I think, it's why people have reacted this way. I think people would be upset no matter how it was handled, but, you know, as I said, there is an option between doing nothing and going nuclear. And obviously it is their game, blah 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 blah, there's property, they can do whatever they want. If they want mods, then yeah, okay, that's cool. But if they didn't want mods, then they shouldn't have allowed mods ever. Not suddenly turning around after years and being like, you know what, fuck you. That's ostensibly what they've done. So the whole situation is just like, oh, yeah. I mean, given that we have had a sort of non-reply from Rockstar and Take-Two regarding this, doesn't make me all that hopeful that we'll see Open4 reinstated and the cease and desist, you know, retracted or anything. But, you know, fingers crossed anyway, I suppose. But I'm fully expecting to see no movement at all on this because they had to know this wasn't going to go down well. So, you know. Well, that's me done for this particular update on this topic. I would love to hear your thoughts as always. As I said, there will be a link to the petition and the forum post that I referenced earlier on in this video. If you wish to give it a look-see, I suggest you do so. Thank you very much for watching. As always, your support is appreciated, and I'll see you next time.